What's going on, guys? Devin Caswell here with the continuation of the series on how to fulfill God's plan and purpose for your life. Today we're talking about diligence. And the first thing that you need to understand about diligence is the fact that once you discover what God is calling you to do and once you discern the timing of when to do it, the next step is to take diligent action towards it. The definition of diligence is having or showing care and consciousness in one's work or duties. How do you show that you care about something or you're passionate about something? By taking action towards it, right? That's how people usually tell if you care about something, because actions speak louder than words. And I'll tell you what, guys, it's been silent lately. I hear a lot of talk and little action. People can talk about whatever they want. People are going to talk. It's just how it is. You can have so much knowledge about everything. You can know every scripture in the Holy Bible. You can go to Europe and track Jesus' footsteps and know every little detail about every little thing. But the truth is if you don't take the steps to apply that knowledge into your life, then what use is it? See, if you're all knowledge and no action, then you're just going to remain stagnant. We need to apply the things that we learn into our life. And it's vice versa. If you're all action and no knowledge, then you're going to come up short in many ways because you need both to be successful. See, it's one thing to say that you're going to pursue God's plan and purpose in your life. It's one thing to say that you're going to live righteously. It's one thing to say that you want to walk and talk and live like Jesus did. But it's another thing to do it. So quit sitting back and talking about how God's going to do big things in your life and go out and do it. Be diligent in the work and in the practices God's plan requires for you. See, God blesses diligent work. There's a verse, and it's Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4, says this: "The soul of the sluggard craves and gets nothing, while the soul of the diligent is richly supplied." Being diligent in your work pays off. So if God is calling us to do something, it's important that we take diligent action towards it, that we properly prepare for it, that we continue to grow so that we can accomplish the task that He is calling us to fulfill, the plan that He's calling us to fulfill. If He's calling you to become a worship leader, then you better start practicing your musical instruments, working on your voice, working on your ear, being able to hear the right keys and what would sound good at the right time. If God is calling you to be a missionary, don't fall into the trap that you feel like you have to be halfway across the world to become a missionary. What about your next door neighbors? What about the people downtown? What about the people in Home Depot, man? I don't know, they need some love too. See, we need to take steps right now to become the man and the woman that God calls us to become. And most importantly, we need to take steps to become more like Christ. When you think about it, Jesus Christ did most of His ministry work in about 3 years. See, we predict that Jesus was baptized around age 29 because He died on the cross at age 33. So from ages 29 from 33, He was doing diligent work. He was healing the sick. He was making the deaf hear. He was making the blind see. He raised people from the dead. He fed thousands of people with just some bread and a little bit of fish. He did all sorts of things. There's even a verse in John chapter 21 that says that there were many other things that Jesus did, implying that not everything was recorded. My man Jesus didn't waste any time. He knew what He was called to do. He was called to die on the cross, and He knew that. So He was diligent with the time He had, and He took action, and He made one of the biggest impacts on this planet known to man. And if He's diligent in His works, then we should be too. If you do that, you'll be one step closer to fulfilling God's plan and purpose for your life. If you guys have any comments, any suggestions, any questions, or any prayer requests, go ahead and comment them below. Please subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. God bless.